What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus update. I just got done watching a press conference with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. I have information as to what Mitch McConnell is currently saying about not only this stimulus package, but another stimulus package. Yes, this package isn't even passed. This $900 billion stimulus package has not even been passed. And what the reports are out, based on what Nancy Pelosi is saying, is that we are not going to vote on a package today. No, right now the House, as of right now, as of shooting this video, the House is actually in session. They are voting on a bill, but it's a one-day stopgap bill to keep the government funded until tomorrow. And the reason why they're doing that is not because they're continuing to work on the negotiations. They're continuing to do this package. Based on what we know, the package is set. They are now finalizing the bill. The bill will not be ready until probably later on tonight. So what's currently being reported is that the House most likely will not even vote on a bill today. It would most likely happen tomorrow. The Senate for sure will not vote on anything today. The Senate will vote on something tomorrow. So we do have details of what is in this $900 billion package. But first, before I get to that, I want to give a couple quotes to you so that you understand what is currently being said by our leaders. First, here's what we heard from Chuck Schumer just a little bit ago. He says, "This bill is not everything that we wanted, but the Republican Party has stood in the way, but this is a strong shot in the arm." So he's pretty much just saying, Democrats wanted more, but Republicans were like, no, we're not going to give you that. But let's cut it back a little bit and we'll give you this. Now, he also said, this is a good bill. Tonight is a good night. But this bill is not enough. There will be more. And right now, Chuck Schumer is saying that under the Biden administration, there will be a more robust and an actual bill that meets the needs of the American people. Mitch McConnell also stated this exact same thing. Not more robust and not that's going to meet the needs of the American people, but there will be another stimulus package under the Biden administration. This is good because come January, more people are expected to be laid off. Many people right now do not have enough food to eat. Many people are worried about evictions. There needs to be another package. Right now, according to all the reports that we're hearing and reading, there is going to be an eviction moratorium extension, but it's going to be for 1 month. So there will need to be another stimulus package sometime in January. According to Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, they will start working on the third stimulus package. Technically, it's not the third stimulus package, but they're going to start working on the next stimulus package as soon as they come back to Capitol Hill in January. So what does that mean? Based on what we have been hearing, not only through Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, but even Mitch McConnell has stated that Joe Biden will have the ability to work with Congress to potentially pass a $1,200 stimulus check. So now it's not the second stimulus check. The second stimulus check is going to be $600, and I'll get to some more details of that in just a second. But now people are talking about the third stimulus check. This is something we didn't think was going to happen months ago. We thought we'd only get one, but now they're talking about the third stimulus check. So let's get into the details based on everything that we are hearing, based on all the reports coming out. This is what we know is currently in the proposal. As far as the exact wording and minor details, again, we don't have the bill. They're still working on it like they have been for the past week, but hopefully we should have that either later tonight or early tomorrow morning. So let's dive into exactly what is in this bill. First off, we have $600 stimulus checks per adult and child. Now, what this is saying is per adult filer, not per adult dependent. What we are hearing, all reports are indicating that this will only be for children 17 and under. That means if you're over the age of 18 and you're in college, you're just down on your luck, or you're an elderly person and you're under your child's or somebody else's tax return, you will not receive a stimulus check. Also, currently we are hearing that anybody that has an ITIN number will not disqualify their entire family. The person with an ITIN number would not get a stimulus check for $600, but their family would as long as they qualify. We are also hearing that if you made under $75,000, just as an individual, or $150,000 as a couple, you would still qualify. So if you receive the first stimulus check, you will get the second one. Based on the reports, we're also hearing that the $600 stimulus check is not only capped at 3 children. If you have more than 3 children, you would get a $600 stimulus check for every single one. Now, as far as the $300 per week unemployment bonus, what we know is this bonus will be good for 11 weeks. They are expected to take this just 11 weeks, but that is also for the entire unemployment benefits program. So if you're on pandemic unemployment assistance, again, this is only 11 weeks. They will not be extending it unless it's under the Biden administration. Right now, what we are hearing is, again, goes back to what Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, and Nancy Pelosi have been saying. There will be another stimulus package, but this one will come under the Biden administration. All reports indicate this is going to pass. Bernie Sanders will most likely back down. He's not going to continue to argue with this to keep the Senate in session. They'll have to do another stopgap bill. And on top of that, he will delay any stimulus going out to the American people. So Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley will most likely not object to this bill. But again, that's just a report. We also have about $319 billion for small businesses. And we have $25 billion in rental assistance. That's really good as well. And what multiple reports are saying, and even Nancy Pelosi says on her website, there will be an extension of the eviction moratorium. So that's good. It will most likely be for 1 month. But again, we don't have the exact details. So we're still waiting on the bill. There will be $13 billion in increased SNAP benefits and child nutrition benefits. So just food assistance. $82 billion in education, and there'll be $10 billion that's dedicated to childcare. We kind of knew that was already in this bill that was set aside. There's $7 billion to increase access to broadband. Previously, it was at $10 billion, so they've actually brought that down a little bit. There's going to be, I believe, $16 billion for vaccine distribution and also COVID-19 testing. And right now, they are still working on a tax credit for employers offering paid sick leave and extends the employee retention tax credit. So right now there's a lot of good things in this bill. However, it is missing quite a bit. One main thing, it's missing state and local government funding. One of the worries right now that Democrats have is that even though you're going to provide $900 billion to all these various places and resources, that's great. And like Chuck Schumer said, it's a good shot in the arm. It's a strong shot in the arm. But the problem is it lacks in many other areas. For example, $300 per week in enhanced unemployment benefits just for 11 weeks. Well, what happens at week 12? This is exactly kind of pretty much where we're at now. Based on what we know, the unemployment benefits currently are going to expire on December 26th. Well, based off of these reports, it's possible that the unemployment benefits for this program would actually start on December 27th, which is actually December 26th. Really, that's just the way the weeks break down. So that's good. There might not be a lapse in unemployment benefits as far as from December 25th or 26th to January 3rd or 4th. So it's actually going to pretty much go back to back, which is great. The problem is it's going to take a little bit to get this system in place and get it implemented. So you would most likely, even if you are on unemployment right now, you might see a small lapse. You might see a small delay in your $300 per week unemployment boost, but you would receive that money at some point. The other thing that is, it's good. We got a stimulus check for $600, but you're missing millions of people by not including adult dependents. There is a chance for unemployment benefits that if you make under $100 for your weekly unemployment benefit through the state, you wouldn't qualify for this $300 per week boost. But that's not set. We don't know for sure, but that is being talked about, that could be in there. And again, until we see the bill, we just don't know. There's also $20 billion in this program for EIDL grants. If you don't know what that is, it pretty much is a free grant, and we don't know if we can double dip here, but it's a free grant where they will give you $1,000 per employee that you have. If you're self-employed, you're a gig worker, you drive Uber, sell on eBay or something like that, maybe do YouTube, then you could go and get a $1,000 EIDL grant for you yourself as the one employee of your business, and it's money that you don't have to pay back. It's a forgivable loan of $1,000. It's $20 billion there, so that's really good. There's also $15 billion for the SOS Act. That's Save Our Stages. That was something done by Chuck Schumer. That's pretty much just going to help live venues to pay for not being open, things like that. So that's another good thing. But the big thing, the big issue, no state and local government funding. It's pretty much cut in half of stimulus checks. It's only $600 instead of $1,200. But based on what we're hearing right now, it's that there will be talks of a third stimulus check. As far as the Republican Party, and if the Senate is still controlled by Republicans, then it could be a little bit difficult to get a $1,200 stimulus check. But as of right now, all indications are pointing to the Georgia Senate runoff is looking like it's going to go 2 spots to Democrats, which means there's a higher likelihood of seeing a $1,200 stimulus check or even something even higher than that come January. So right now, this is what we know regarding stimulus and the current package. But as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back and share more. I don't anticipate we're going to get too much more information later on tonight. We might, and if we do, I promise I'll come back and do another update for you guys. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you had an incredible weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next one.